All right, moving on. Next one is from Francesco Annunziata. At what point does Skinner's contract become a big issue, taking into account the player he is and the young guys that will need deals within the next few years? This is something we talked a little bit about last episode. Um, I think I'm not so down on him as I think a lot of people are. Not yet. I see the concern. It's just it hasn't. I guess you could almost categorize it as it hasn't really set in for me. Like I want to see one more season, and then make my decision. Now, if he has another season akin to this one, then I think they're gonna have to start looking at a deal next off season.
Hmm.
Especially Paterka's gonna need a contract, Quinn's gonna need a contract. So, and you're gonna be looking for other additions. So I think after this year is when, even honestly, even if he has a great season, there's probably gonna still gonna be talk about it.
Yeah, that was actually my line of thought going into this because I've discussed this a little bit uh with some people in my family and my dad, and they kind of agree that they should probably look to buy him out this offseason. But I was like, this guy he's consistently been your best 5v5 forward for I don't even know how long. I mean, he has his up and down seasons, and I think last year we just saw a down. Um, but I don't think I'm not ready to move on from him just yet. If he has another down year, come back and talk to me next off season. Maybe we could do like work a deal out. I'd be more open to it. But I think he's an integral part of this team. Whether that be now kind of losing a spot on the first line, if he slides down to maybe like the second or third line, that's completely fine. You just got to build a lineup and a roster that could benefit each player from who they play with. Um, I think with Jeff Skinner, you need more of a guy that could feed him the puck. Um, Jeff Skinner isn't really a play driving forward. He's more of a shoot and score and finesse guy. So you're going to need someone, bringing the pace on the line. But that's to be determined in the offseason. But there has been a lot of talk, especially from other media outlets in the Sabres sphere, about buying him out, and they're very passionate about it.
I can't get on
I
board
just
with a
don't
buyout.
see it. I don't
You
see
look
it.
you look for a trade, or you just bear the brunt of it. I don't think a buyout helps. It doesn't.
Yeah, why are you kicking the can down the road at this point? You
Yeah,
got 3 years left. I think you at least give him this season. I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, other than the fact that you're saying, oh, he had a down year. Yeah, he's had down years in the past too. Guess what? The next season he came back and he was one of your most productive players. So I think at least you give him this season. Next season you can make the argument for it. But at that point, you got 2 years left. Don't buy him out. Why are you kicking the can at that point? Look for a trade and retain salary.
yeah. I'm with you. I don't really see the problem. I mean, he had 24, 25 goals this season, around 50 points. Like it's not
I don't
obvious.
I don't
Obviously, he's a defensive liability, and that's never going to change. So at some point, there's a give and take. How much offense are you really willing to sacrifice, or how much defense are you really willing to sacrifice? But
and the
I don't know.
and those are all great points, but I've seen some just like not gonna name names, but I've seen some ridiculous, just ridiculous. I've seen some ridiculous opinions on Jeff Skinner, just and they don't even pertain to his play half the time. Like it's people are calling him some sort of like a locker room cancer, or they're saying that he's soft, like because he likes certain things. Like, what are we doing here?
Let the let the
What
man
the hell
enjoy.
are we doing?
Let him enjoy Emily in Paris in peace. All right.
Yeah, and let him pot 30 goals a year. Are you going to be mad because he watches Emily in Paris? Grow up.
And we love his goal songs.
Yeah, we do. We enjoy him. And the people who don't, we just call them old heads. They're unks.